Hello, it's Jim Hutchins for the Jerusalem Connection Spot Report for this week. Next Wednesday, the 9th of September, there will be a very significant, a very important rally that takes place in Washington, D.C. in front of the Capitol, the West Lawn of the Capitol building. And it's an anti-Iran rally. There are going to be a number of dignitaries there, a number of those who are candidating for the presidency. But if you're in the Washington, D.C. area, I urge you to attend this. It's a very significant rally. It's an attempt to make a statement to this administration that they're bringing themselves under the curse of God if this Iran deal goes through. And I say that because there's a very significant scripture at play at this point, I'm persuaded. It's Genesis chapter 12 and verse 3, where Yahweh says to Abraham, I make a covenant with you, I'm going to bless you. And I'm going to bless those who bless you, and I'm going to curse those who curse you. Now, there's no nation in the world that is going to be more greatly impacted by this Iran deal than is Israel. Their very existence. It's an existential threat. The Iranians have already said time and time again they plan to exterminate Israel. And if they get a nuclear weapon, they'll have the capacity to do that. Now, I'm saying that because I know full well that there are, in this country, Bible-believing Christians, Christian Zionists, who support Israel, who've been staying at home. We have the last two elections that have brought in this president and this administration. It's because primarily evangelicals stayed home. We can't afford to do that in the days ahead, and we can't afford to do that with regard to this Iran nuclear deal. Let me read you some statistics. Tony Perkins, who heads the Family Research Council, says studies show us that there are approximately 90 million Christians in America who consider their beliefs to be evangelical. 90 billion, that's nearly a third. There's, close to 320 million. Of that number, around 9 to 10% have what we call a biblical worldview, in that they believe what the scriptures say pertaining to Israel. That's a large number of voters who can definitely make a difference in a primary or a general election. The Pew Research Center findings says this. It says the U.S. is not supportive of enough. Let me read this. 29% of Christians, 31% of Jews say that U.S. is not supportive enough of Israel. Nearly half of white evangelical Protestants, 46%, claim Israel does not provide enough support for Israel. Notably, when the Pew polled Americans about the U.S. foreign policy, specifically what action should America take if Israel attacks Iran to stop Iran's nuclear program, 64% of white evangelicals answered support Israel, compared to 39% of the general public. Lifeway research reported that 72% of white evangelicals support Israel and its ongoing conflict with the Palestinians, compared to 49% of Americans overall. 50% of white evangelicals claim Israel cannot peacefully exist with an independent Palestinian state, compared to 33% of American Jews and 41% of the general public. Presidential candidates and evangelical voters not only care about Israel, but recognize its significance to their faith. A July poll of Lifeway reveals that 70% of evangelicals believe that the God of the Bible has a special relationship to the modern nation of Israel. No country is more intertwined with the ancient biblical narrative than Israel, says Scott McConnell, Vice President of Lifeway, and evangelical Christians see a contemporary connection with that nation. That nation is the primary nation that's going to be impacted, as I said, with regard to this Iran nuclear deal. It cannot pass. And I'm suggesting to you that you can determine whether God is going to bless you or curse you on the basis of how you respond to Israel. And we've got an opportunity to display that certainly at this rally, but in concerning this vote that's going to take place probably around the 17th of September. I want you to do this. I want you to contact the Capitol Switchboard in Washington, D.C., 202-224-3121. That's 202-224-3121. Get the number of your representative in Congress and your 2 senators and call them and urge them, beseech them to vote against this Iranian deal. If this thing goes through, this administration, this president, and those who vote for it have voted for the curse of God upon them. There's no mistake about it. This is clear cut. This is not rocket science. This is logical. God will bless those who bless. God will curse those who curse. What will it be with you? Blessing or curse? Od Kiyavo Shiloh, or until Messiah comes, Yahweh bless you. Yahweh bless you and yours and those who love you.